Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am doing an overall energy read for today. Now, this will not be a timeless read, but rather whatever day you're tuning in, because I will be uploading it on May 1st. Anywhere between May 1st and 7 days afterwards, this reading is good for. So, once again, this is the overall energy for today and within the 7 days. And it is the message that I am channeling to you from Spirit. So, I have already pre shuffled the cards and I have already pulled the cards out. I will be eventually down the line doing live readings. So, I ask you to stay tuned, continue to tune in and check out the videos. And please let me know if any of this resonated. Place it in the comments. If the messages does not seem to resonate with you, totally understand. That means this wasn't your message, and we will see you on the next go. So, okay, we'll start. I am using two decks today. I will be using the Oracle deck, which is the Aset Egyptian Oracle cards, and that I will be using as my overall energy. And then I will come back and then I will come with three other tarot cards to support our energy reading. And the card decks that I will use is the Egyptian Tarot deck. So, this is the Egyptian Tarot deck that I will be using for clarity in regards to the overall energy. So, hopefully, these messages resonate. Spirit, whatever message that Spirit has given me to share with you all, I am all ready. I ask you to be patient, bear with me. These are the beginning stages of me actually doing divination and practicing it, and also doing the reading. So, here we go. So, as I shuffle the Oracle deck, and the first card, the first card that I pull with the Ever deck, Oracle deck, which is the overall energy, is the Newt. So, as you see, Newt, she actually is the daughter of the sun god Ra. Okay, and if any of you are familiar with her, she's the primal mother goddess. Now, I always tell people, just like I had to do on this journey, research, 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 because a lot of times some things are not knowledgeable to one's, especially when you're gathering information and you're getting readings. So I always tell people, take notes, but also do your research afterwards so that you could get insight. So as you see, this is the overall energy, which is Newt, and it says stars and timing. And it also is represented by the number 26. Now, when we think about Newt, as I said earlier, she is the primal mother goddess, okay? She's the mother of Aset and all of Egypt, okay? Hey. And she's loving and caring and sacrificing and healing. And she is represented by the stars and timing, which symbolizes separation and delays, but eventual success by divine intervention. Now, to just give you a little insight on the story, if you are familiar, because of who she actually, her husband is Geb. So, Nut is what we would consider the sky, with the stars, and then Geb is the earth. And so actually she is her and her husband are the ones that had the children of us, Aset, Horus, and all of the other siblings. And unfortunately, at some point, and you can look up the story and it can show you, her and her husband had to be separated in order to actually have her children be born. And so this is the origin or the creation of life, the way that the ancient Egypt history has been shared with us. Once again, do your research. You can find out more info, but this is new. And this particular energy is about stars and timing. So basically, you think about where is it that there's a separation, but there's a delay, but there's also a great benefit at the end. So no matter what, even though it looks like it may be dark in the beginning or it looks like that things might not come through, overall, the results are going to work out in your favor. And even though that Newt was separated from her husband, Geb, she was able to give birth to her children. And so that is a story that I urge you all to look up and get more insight on. Now, when we look at the numbers 2 and 6, if you are familiar with numerology, I suggest to everyone get familiar with it. Know your numbers, know what these numbers mean, because everything is symbolic. Everything means something. And so the more that you understand the whole entirety of a sign or symbol, you get more clarity and understanding what message is being conveyed to you. So when we think about the number 2, it's all about the knowing, all the knowing. And the 6 is the caretaker. And so the 2 is gentle, tactful, diplomatic, peaceful. And then the caretaker is the loving and the caring and the sacrificing, healing, and nature one. And to be honest, it makes sense for this number to be representation of Newt. So I suggest and ask that you all do your research and get more insight as to who Newt is. So remember, this is the overall energy. Basically, where is it that things may have a slow start. Things may seem like that they're being delayed. Things may seem like that you're losing and it's not working out for you. But at the end of the day, when it all comes together, there's going to be a great benefit at the end. And in her case, she was able to bring forth her children. So, when we talk about the 3 cards that I'm using to support this through tarot, I basically broke it down to morning, afternoon, and evening. So, the first card I pulled for morning is represented by the wheel, and this is the tarot card. So, this is the wheel. Now, the wheel, which is the Roman numeral 10, it is destiny. And destiny turns under the impulses of the wheel. It's like the genius of goodness grows while the genius of evil fails. Change usually happens, opportunity, external changes. You got to have faith. This is how your morning is going. So there's some major change that's going on. It's going to happen in the morning. So when you think about the overall energy, and when we go back to Nook, and we talk about the stars and timing, and we talk about how things lead up to great things, well, this is the beginning, this is the morning, and this is the wheel. There's a change going on. Whatever it is that you're going through, destiny is turning its wheel, and there's some external changes that are going to affect you and your lifestyle. Not sure exactly where that it will hit in your life or what area, but just know the wheel is turning, and therefore that there will be some change. And normally those are external changes. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but basically when it says destiny turns under the impulses of the wheel, well, yeah, it basically is whatever you're destined for. This is fate. So a lot of times goes back to what you put out is what you shall get back. Now, when we think about the afternoon, the card that was pulled was the Eight of Cups. Okay? Eight of Cups. Now, we think about cups, think about fulfillment, think about what we have inside, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And the Eight of Cups, it does talk about ripening, illusions, fantasy, improbability of turning away. So Spirit is talking to me right now based off of the overall energy. This goes back to as far as how it may start bad in the beginning, or it may look like that there's no end and no way, and then in the end there's a great benefit. Well, understanding that the morning brought us the wheel, now we have the afternoon that has the Eight of Cups. Because the thing is this, that there's something that is changing. And we just don't know what the outcome is, so we're overwhelmed and we're trying to figure out what it is. So now in the afternoon, we're in that state to where is it that we almost like we want to give up. It's almost like we just want to walk away. But at the end of the day, what's happening is that it's like you're ripening. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're building up. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you got to do is you got to hold on to whatever vision it is and not just believe that it's illusion or fantasy. Believe that it is possible. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you know what I'm saying? You feel like turning away. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to withdraw and let it go. No. This is where you have to believe. And even though it doesn't seem like you have much signs around you, trust me, you have a lot. You just have to believe. Now, the third card, which represents the evening, we pulled was the world. Now, I'm not able to make this up. And as I shuffled the cards, I always ask Spirit to guide me toward the message, allow the cards to fall so that I can convey. And as I was going through the cards and I'm, reading them and I'm looking at them, because I'm actually receiving this message as well. And so as I have taken everything in, I say, wow. So you tell me the overall energy is about stars and timing, and it has that number of 26. And this talks about the all knowing and the caretaker. And then it talks about having a gentle, tactful, and diplomatic approach, but at the same time being loving and caring and sacrificing and healing. Basically, delaying, but at the same time looking forward to a divine intervention that brings eventual success. We got to have belief. And here's the world. Now, the world, if anybody is familiar with tarot cards, well, this is it. This is the end of the cycle. This is self-sufficiency. This is what you have been waiting on. So you go from in the morning to the destiny wheel turning. You go in the afternoon not understanding what's happening because you don't see what's going on. You're looking at it like, what the hell? This is not adding up. I am ready to just throw the towel in, and here go the dang on world. Guess what? It's success. Self-sufficiency. All your chalices are filled, baby. All them 8 of cups, they done been filled up. All the wounds, they have been healed. All the secrets are revealed. Whatever it is that you are going through today, from the beginning of the day to the end, there's going to be segments that lead up that result in your favor. The test is that you have to believe and surpass it. Don't give up. Don't go throughout the middle, go to the middle of the day and be like, you know what, man, and you let that fear base and that negative thinking get into you because you just see all of these not so good signs. Trust me, there's something divine working that you just don't see. But this is why all of this stuff is going on and not really looking like it's going to pan out in your favor. But the world answered. It's the end of the cycle. It answered. You don't make this up. This is it. This is the desired outcome. This is what you wanted. So you started here. You started here. You got here. And then you ended up here. This was your day. This was your day. It's like you double. You see the 10. Then you went down because you wasn't feeling it. You got 10. And then you went to 8. And then divine intervention came in and doubled it. You got to believe. Stars and timing. We do have to make sacrifices. We do have to actually surpass through all of the problems that we go through that don't look like that is actually sunshine. But Luke believed that. Stars and timing. It's all about stars. It's all about timing. Because even though she was separated from her husband, she was able to watch over her children as they lived on the earth and watch them live on her husband. So there was a connection, but it's all about timing. And you have to believe and know that there's something greater brewing. And we've seen that in your reading. So the overall energy today is trust that the timing is working in your favor. Trust that the sacrifices that are being made in order to get to the goal and objective that you have in place, it's all in timing. But you got to have patience. You got to have perseverance. You got to be resilient. You got to know and believe that it's going to happen. Even when there seems like there's just such this big thunderstorm that's brewing over you, it's washing away all of the bad, baby, just so you can be able to reap the great results. I look forward to hearing if any of this resonated with you. I hope that the message was received. I'm sending you nothing but love and light. And man, until we meet again, bye bye, my beautiful souls.